Hi traders, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all of you are doing good. In today's session, we are going to talk about pivot points and how you can use pivot points for intraday trading as well as for positional trading. There are multiple types of pivot points, and let's try to analyze market using these kind of pivot points and see how they could have helped us. So let's get started. I am on a bank nifty index chart. It's a spot chart, and as you can see, I have plotted this R3, R2, R1, R4. So it's nothing but the pivot points daily. So let me just show it to you from beginning. How do you add this? We go to study, we say add study, and then we click on P. Then we have this pivot point available. So in this, what kinds of pivot points are available? We have pivot points, Camarilla pivot points, Fibonacci pivot points, and central pivot range. So let's look at pivot points first. This is, we have daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. So whatever time frame you choose, accordingly you can apply that. If I'm using an intraday chart for 3 minutes, then I will apply a daily time frame. So I have applied this. As you can see, this is the pivot point which is, so now with only price action, this is giving me an idea that yes, this is a resistance level. Price is below the pivot point, so this this can be a resistance level for me, and the price has opened here. So definitely I can expect the price to move up to here and then either fail from there or continue to go up from there. So in this scenario, it went up for a while, but it failed and came back in sideways. So with this, you can actually see that if you had placed orders at this level, which is the support level, and then it could have got up, good move for the entire day. So this is a pivot point, normal pivot point. So let me just try to show you other pivot points. Let's look at Camarilla pivot points. How is it different? Okay, so the Camarilla pivot points are pretty close to each other. A lot of levels you will find. So you have to choose which levels you want to trade at. You can choose and remove these levels basis your expertise and convenience. So you can just select this and go to input, and if you want, you can just remove R5, R4. You can just keep R1, R3 and R6, and then CP, S1, S3 and S6. So like this, you will get a little bit space here, and then you will be able to analyze better. Okay, but as you can see in this, unlike the previous pivot, here the price has taken exact support at this L3 and moved up from there, went up to the H1, and from there it raced back and then again came down, and then you can see it has been taking support at this H1 level and moving up, and above H3 it has broken that and come down to this central level. So this is one way of using it. My favorite is Fibonacci. So Fibonacci will give you clear cut, a lot of clear definition in terms of using this, especially in options. If you look at the price chart plus the option chart, Fibonacci works pretty well, so you can use that. And here you can see it is little far, but yes, you have to make some adjustment to suit your requirement, but it may not be the case on options. So options mean this Fibonacci pivot works very well if you want to apply it on an option chart. Where to take an entry, at what price you want to take an entry, that you can choose. Then coming to the third part, which is your central pivot range, which is quite popular. So central pivot range will appear something like this. So if you have a narrow CPR, that means the market is going to trend, and if you have a wider CPR, then the market will remain sideways. So that way you can understand. So this was a wider CPR, and that's the reason you can see it has stayed in sideways. So whenever the market opens, if you get a wide or a narrow range CPR, basis that you can decide. If it is a wide range CPR, you can definitely sell a straddle, and make some money and get out. If it is a narrow range CPR, then you have to look out for a directional strategy so that you can make money. So here you can see market opened lower somewhere, and then it came exactly at the upper band, and then from there it got pulled down. Then again, second time also upper band gave a rejection, third time also it gave a rejection, and then from there it broke out and went till up to the lower band, and from there it gave a rejection. So in this you can see CPR has worked very well on this. Let's check this on a chart. For example, market opened at 37,300. So let's check 37,300 call. What was it showing? So this is why I'm taking 37,300, because you see the opening of the market was at 37,300. So let's check what happened to 37,300 call basis the Fibonacci and the pivot point. So as you can see, it opened here, went up to 570. From there it went up to 718, touched a CPR of 776. From there a crash to 616. From there again up to 718. From there it came down. So it was playing in between the CPR range and it went ahead. Let's apply other CPR which I was talking about, Fibonacci, and see how it could have helped. So as you can see, Fibonacci would have given you an entry at 625 here. Okay, price closing above this, immediately you place an order at 625 and your target would have been 685. Easily it would have been hit, and you could have loaded half of it here and half here at 776. And at this point FPP you could have bought a put at this level or shorted this 776 at this level. Immediately you would have got this target or this target. Similarly, tick average also plays a major role. This is nothing but your VWAP. So VWAP also, there is a rejection here, but it came and took support at FS2. So from there it went up. First target was FS1, second target was tick average, third target was your FPP, and then fourth target was your R1, which is 867. It hit. From there it started going down. Again it came back to FS1. So see the price movement from 568 to 867, 300 points it has moved easily, 300 plus in a single day. So if somebody wants to catch the move, you could have catched it from here to here, catched it from here to here. It would have been 600 points for them, 300 points here, 300 points here. So 600 points in intraday is what you can make if you catch it right in options. So that's the reason option scalpers look out for such kind of entries where you get a low risk. See, your risk is just limited here. You can put a 40-50 point stop loss here and then load up the volume so that if you hit, you will hit big here. Similarly here also. Similarly here. Entry rule will be a candle closing above this candle high. There you enter, your stop loss would have been low of this candle. Okay, here similar rule, if it had hit the high of this candle and then it also hit the low of the candle, so it could have been a stop loss gone, but here it would have given a decent returns. So there will be instances where stop loss would be hit. So my favorite is your Fibonacci pivot points, which you can use. And if you're looking at TradingView and want to use this, TradingView also has a tool which is called as CPR with pivot levels. You can apply this and it will appear something like this. So this is a hourly chart, but on a 3-minute time frame it will appear like this. So you need to make some adjustments to this. You have to do it like this so that you can see it better. So this is your CPR and these are your additional levels which you can play around. So this is CPR here, central pivot range, not the Fibonacci pivots. You can also find Fibonacci pivots if you search. So I prefer to use Fibonacci on this. and this is what has been working well for me. And you can always define multiple strategies, so this will give you a clear cut understanding what is the level, where is the entry you should be taking. You should not be taking entries anywhere in between, rather than wait for such kind of levels where it will touch. See, if somebody would have just looked at this level and put a 777 stop loss selling order at this level, immediately would have made 100 points here, 100 plus points in selling. If you had the similar kind of buying order here, they could have made easily 100 points. Here also buying order, they could have made massive from here about 642 to 794 or about 862 from about 600. So almost 300 points rally they could have captured. So these points are very powerful. You have to pay close attention to this, and you have to add a couple of other things also, which which will give you more in terms of validation to your entries. So look at this candle. See, it had huge volume, so this could have been a conclusive one. Even this had a good volume. The second candle had good volume. This candle had good volume, which is bouncing from pivot. So volume also plays a critical role, and you can also apply your RSIs, your moving averages to get an additional support, or you can work in conjunction with all those indicators to arrive at a conclusive decision whether you want to take an entry or not. So this is how in the money options move. 50-40 points is nothing here, it just moves crazily. And if you go a little out of the money, then this will be a different chart. So this is how we have been using pivot points. And if you want to understand what is the current status of Bank Nifty, let's quickly analyze that on a monthly time frame. On a monthly time frame, we are in a good uptrend. As you can see, it's forming a narrow range candle, and this candle was critical and it closed above this candle. And here we are again making an impulse candle for this month. So let's see if it closes in positive, or if it closes narrow, then we can expect some kind of up move from here. So this is on a monthly time frame. So let's go to a weekly chart. Weekly is very volatile. As you can see, previous close, it closed above previous close. So let's see where it opens. If we don't have any other major threat of war, then it can go higher from here. It all depends on how we open on Monday. On a daily time frame, it's again very indecisive candle, narrow range candle, 50%. Little more than 50%, we can't say 50%, so we have to wait and watch if it opens up or opens down. On a 15-minute time frame, yes, it bounced from the support level, and if it opens below this level, you can expect selling coming in till this support levels, and then it can go down further. Or if you see that it opens anywhere here near the resistance, then you can expect some kind of selling to come to this level, and from there it can move up. So 15 minutes looks intact to me, which is it has not formed any lower low. It is in the upper range. So let's see how it opens up. Same thing, trend line is intact in 3 minutes also. Let's see if it opens below this, then we can expect some kind of fall till the nearest support, and from there it can move higher. But if it opens gap up, then definitely we can expect big targets from here. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something new about pivot points and how to use them. And please do share, comment, like, whatever best you can do, so that I can get enough motivation to make such videos and spend my time. Thank you so much for watching.